Hey everybody, it's Jake from Wild Academy and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the do-while loop. So the do-while loop is different from the while loop, and you'll recall that when we're running a while loop, we first check the condition. So as long as var is less than 10, we will run this command right here, echo ++ var. So the do-while loop, what happens is we can go through the loop at least once, even if the current condition is not true, because what happens is we post-check. So what I mean by that is if I come in here, let's just create, let's not create the variable yet. What we'll do is we'll just do a do, and then we'll do our curly braces right here. Now, so what we're going to do here is we're going to echo out in the loop, var1, again, right, we haven't created the variable yet. var1 is var1. All right. All right, now coming down here, this is where we're going to create the while condition. So while, and we'll do while var1 is, let's do greater than 10. All right, coming outside that, then we'll do the semicolon there as well. And so now, so long as variable 1 is greater than 10, we would run this while loop, or do while loop. So if I come up here, let's just set our var now. Var is equal to, we'll do 5. And then now we can save it. And we can run this file. And you'll see here that the first time we go through this, echo in the loop, var1 is var1. We have var1 is 5 here. But then we check the condition. And because it is not greater than 10, it doesn't go back through it again. Now if I come in here and I make this 12, and I don't recommend doing this, but what will happen is you'll create an infinite loop at this point. So if I run it, you'll see here, it just keeps going back through and through and through because we're not incrementing var1 at all in this case. Okay, so what is the madness behind this? Well, let's say that we wanted to roll a die, let's say a 4-sided die, and every time we rolled it, we wanted to do a roll count. Well, and let's say that we're going to roll this die until it hits a 4. Well, if we roll the die for let's say the 5th time before we get the 4, we would want to make sure that the roll count is increased prior to going through the loop. All right, so what we'll do is we'll just change this to roll count here. There we go. And I want to set it at 0 because currently we have not rolled our 4-sided die yet. Then if I come down here, we'll do an echo here, but what we need to do is we need to roll the die. Okay, well, what is the die in this case? And what we'll do is we'll just call it num. So this is the number that comes out of the roll. And that's going to be equal to a rand. Rand is a function, it's built in, it's a random. And we'll just do rand, and first we need to set the minimum. You'll see here, integer minimum and then integer max, so we'll do 0 right there. Then we'll do 4 here, parentheses, close that. Okay, so now below this, what we do is we increment the roll count, which happens to be 0 right now. So all we need to do is just do roll count ++, semicolon, come down below that. I could maybe bring this a little bit down a little bit so we can get the whole program in. Roll count ++. Now below this, we want to know what number are we at. Okay, or sorry, not what number we're at. What number did we roll? So if we do, we're just going to echo out number. So what number is currently at through this iteration of the loop. Then we come down here. And we're just going to do while roll count, or sorry, not while roll count, but while num is less than 4. So once num is 4, we will no longer be going through this loop. Because remember, we're going to roll our 4-sided die until we roll a 4. And then coming below this loop, we simply echo out how many rolls it took. So echo it took, and we'll just do roll count. Roll count. There we go. it took roll count roles. Then we save it, and we hit F7. Now you'll see 0 was the first number that we rolled, then a 3, then a 4. So we write, it took 3 rolls. Okay, it's counting each time it goes through before we rolled a 4. So let's go ahead and run this again. 1 and then a 4. It took 2 rolls, because every time we passed through, we incremented by 1. Okay, now we're just going to keep doing this again. Ooh, that one took a lot, 13 rolls. I wonder if anybody can do more than that. We'll hit it again. Now, here is the curious one. The very first roll that we did was a 4. So this doesn't really make sense because it says it took 1 rolls. Kind of odd, doesn't really make sense. So what we need to do is we need to determine whether or not this is a plural or singular. So what we do is we come down here and we'll create a variable called isPlural. There we go. Now this is just a clue to say, like, is this plural? And we're just going to set this equal to roles at the moment. Okay? And what will happen is if the num is equal to 1, if the roll count is equal to, sorry, not the num, if the roll count is equal to 1, then we will change what is plural is equal to. And how we do that is by doing an if statement. So if roll count, keep missing that capital C there, if roll count is equal to 1, come outside here, we do our curly braces, we set roll count, or we set is plural equal to roll. Okay, so let me shrink this a little bit, make sure we get everything in there. Okay, remove this, scooch that up. All right, so the last thing we need to do is, instead of using roles here, we are going to use isPlural. Let's go ahead and save that and then run it. So you'll see that because our roll count is not equal to 1 here, we keep isPlural at the existing rolls. Okay, so I'm just going to keep hitting F7 till we get what we're looking for. There we go. 1 roll, it took 1 roll. Because during this if statement, roll count was equal to 1, thus we changed isPlural to equal roll instead of rolls. All right, that's it for today. My name is Jake. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do already. Don't forget you can get the book down below. Peace.